Yes.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed the lecture?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Now, all seven you are all are here.
Unfriendly, where are you? Chandega?
Patience, 캐티시의 샌데카. So what is basic principles of logotherapy? Do you have any idea? Please tell. What is the basic principles?
A therapeutic approach that focuses on meaning.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. But there is three principles. There are three principles. First, how
Life has a meaning in all circumstances.
No.
That's the first one. The second one
Mm.
is the motivational force.
Oh, no.
Is that?
No.
Is that humans possess a will to meaning?
Yeah.
That's the
That is
second
one. That is one. Yeah.
That humans possess a will to meaning.
Yeah. And second, yeah. Please listen. The basic principles are first, freedom of will. Yeah. Freedom of will. Second one is the will of mean. Will of mean. Third, meaning of life. Could you understand?
Yes.
Please repeat.
Now we'll discuss about it. Then, what is freedom of will? Do you have any idea, Sabang? Every human being has freedom of will. Oh, Sam Kelly, so are you there? God gives all human beings the freedom of will.
Okay, according to my understanding, freedom of will, we are talking of that every human being have a right to freedom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when you talk freedom of will, it means they have a right to freedom.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Okay. Also, yeah, let's keep going. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Sandeka. Ah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Sandeka.
I think freedom of will asserts that humans are free to decide internal and external conditions. That is to say, they are free to have space to shape their own life within limited or specific possibilities.
Please repeat. Ah, Ketishi. Yeah.
Oh, Tandega, please repeat.
Freedom of will asserts that humans are free to decide and can make a stance towards both internal and external conditions.
And
Meaning they have space to shape one's own life within limits of specific possibilities.
Yeah. How do you think?
I think it means that we are free
Yeah.
to have some choice in how we act,
Yeah.
and we are free to choose on how we behave.
Yeah.
And attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct. Exactly. Yeah. Then how do you think about Sabang? What is freedom of will?
I'm here.
Who are you?
Precious.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
I think, what was the question? Freedom of will. Freedom of will. I think it means that under all circumstances, individuals are free to activate the will to discover meaning. Like they are free to discover the meaning in their suffering. They're free to like in their most experiences, they are just free to discover the will to discover. It's the will to discover meaning.
Yeah, there's some different. Freedom of will is everyone has the freedom with decision. Yeah. We can make decision by oneself. Yeah. That is freedom of will. Yeah. There are freedom of will. Everyone, every human being. God gives already every human being. And second, what is the will of meaning? We have to focus the will. How about Sabang? Do you have any idea?
Okay.
Yeah.
Will of meaning.
Yeah, will of meaning.
Will of meaning, yeah. It means every human has a right to achieve goals and purpose in life.
Okay. That's Yeah, it's good. Yeah. God gives the human being freedom of will, and people have will to meaning. You see? Sam Kelly also has will to meaning. Also, Sandeka and Katisha patients, Sabang has will to meaning. Yeah. That's why we are trying to find the will to meaning. How do you think about Viktor Frankl? For example, in concentration camp, how did Viktor Frankl? He searched the meaning even though in the harsh situation. See? Do you understand? We have to, later on we have to discuss, and we have to try to find the will of meaning. Also, third one is meaning of life. That's one, meaning of life is the more easy to you. Yeah, we already learned about it. Yeah. That is very, very difficult task for me or for yours also. Yeah, but you should understand and you should remember the basic principles of logotherapy is, what is that? Please let me, please. Freedom of will, second, will of meaning, and meaning of life. Yes, you should remember that. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I want to know, what did you learn from the Viktor Frankl's video today? Yeah. Who will be the first? He always telling about human being. Human being is spiritual being. He always told like that. Do you understand?
Yes.
All human beings are spiritual beings. Yeah. So please let me know, what did you learn about today's lecture? Yeah. How about Sandeka? Do you have any? Yeah. I know you have some difficulty to understand this philosophy, but you should understand.
I learned that logotherapy is a psychological approach which focuses on meaning and regards. And I also understand that the techniques that logotherapy focus on are meaning and lack of meaning. Meaning that Frankl survived the camp because he had a purpose in which he lived for. His purpose being seeing his beloved wife and to complete his manuscript. And I also understand that survival dependent had his change of surviving were his chances of surviving were 1 to 29 yet because he had something meaningful to live for to survive. And my understanding is that each and every one of us, if we have something to live on, or if we have meaning or purpose we are living for, we can survive everything. And another thing that I liked about what he said was that if you have meaning or if you have a purpose in life, you become yourself a true human being. You give yourself everything because you want to achieve or fulfill that dream or that meaning.
And
Another thing is that even in our suffering, we have to find meaning.
yeah.
Each day we need to find meaning to survive, meaning whatever one goes through. If we don't focus in it, rather we focus on what we want to achieve in life, then we can survive whatever it is we are going through, because our mindsets or our health will be focusing on the future. Like for Franco, if he was to focus on what he was going through in the camp, maybe he was not going to survive it. But because he was focusing mainly on seeing his wife and finishing his manuscript, even though things were hard, but he kept on living. He kept on having a will to survive each and every day, just so that he can see his wife at the end of it all and finish his manuscript. Thank you.
Good understanding. You did very well. And who has a reason for living can bear most. Yeah. Now you have very good understanding. I'm so proud of you. And 개태 씨.
무한 참치를 찾을 수 없습니다. 베어링 준비 완료.
What I learned from the book, I got to understand from this video, I got to understand when he said that in one of the book that love helped him to survive. For in that video, he mentioned that love is centering on the uniqueness of that person. So that made me realize that for him, in order to survive, he's centered on the uniqueness of his wife. And that I also learned that the conscious state cannot be detected by society, but it can be yourself, and that we need to listen to it and go on and act on it, on what it commands us. Also, what I learned when he was talking, when the interviewer asked him about the techniques that the techniques used in logotherapy, he mentioned the paradoxical technique, and he also talked about the de-reflection technique. He said that he mentioned that we cannot use techniques as the nucleus of a therapy, although they are needed when people need to be trained. He said that techniques need to be modified to the exigence of the patient, and that he also talked on individualism, that then we cannot rely on a certain technique and think that it can cure all the pathological issues that we have. So he emphasized on individualism in every therapeutic session. And also what I liked is the story of Jerry Long. For Jerry Long, his primary source before the accident, whereby he injured his spine, his primary source was the physical part. But I also learned that Jerry, through the use of the logotherapy, he realized that life is productive, and behind meaningful life, that he had to depend on something else other than the physical being. And that he had to find meaning even in that situation, that now he used to be active in sports. So then before he relied on sports, which is the physical part of himself, so then through the knowledge of the book, he later realized that, okay, now in the situation, I need to find meaning. I need to be productive in this particular situation that I am now in. Then, and then he shifted his meaning on the physical aspect of himself to something else, which to him was education. Then to him, education then became meaning, which then helped him to cope with his suffering.
Okay.
Yes. And then
Very accurate. Good understanding. Let's move on to patients.
Patience is not around. It's
Precious.
Precious.
Yeah. Patience is not around yet.
Yet we don't know whether she's coming or not.
Is the precious?
This one is Precious.
Yeah. Let's move on to Precious. What did you learn from the lecture of Viktor Frankl?
Okay, first of all, for me, when I was reading the logotherapy on when we were doing the assignment, most of the criticisms that were leveled against Viktor Frankl were of the idea that he was using his experiences in Auschwitz to come up with this logotherapy. I actually liked that on the video he clarifies that, and he says that his experiences, that he came to Auschwitz with the manuscripts in his codes. So his experiences were just a validation of his main basic theories on logotherapy, and not experiential. So his observations and his experiences were a validation of his basic theory. So for me, I like that he clarifies that, and it makes me understand that he was a psychologist and neurologist even before he went to Auschwitz, and he already wrote a manuscript on his basic theories. And for me, that was the first one, because I struggled with that when I was reading on logotherapy during the assignment. And then also, what also I picked up was when he said that survival was determined, survival in Auschwitz was determined. What am I saying? Yes, it was determined on. Survival was dependent on a work or a task in the future, so most of for himself, maybe even for others, survival was determined on suffering that was during Auschwitz was dependent on a work and a task that was in the future, including being united with a loved one in the future. So I kind of learned that, and in logotherapy, the survival of many people who are in suffering, it's one aspect, basically. It's not everything. It's one aspect of it, is that people can survive suffering with knowledge or an anticipation of something in the future, a future task, or a future meeting of someone in the future, or yeah, something like that. I'm kind of repeating myself. And another thing that he spoke about was that survival in Auschwitz was not just only based on hope, because basically there was no certainty of survival. So hope is not something that kept them going, but what kept them going was finding meaning in their suffering while they were in there, which tells us. And then he went on to make examples of cancer patients, and I like the fact that he wrote this book. He says this book was written, he was hoping it was written, and he published it anonymous, because he was hoping that it would reach someone who was in despair, you know, someone who would pick it up and read. And he makes so many someone in despair. I like the fact that he said someone in despair. Then I realized there are so many situations of despair. People can pick up a search for meaning and start reading and understand that there's meaning to the last points of life, and find meaning to the last point in life. I like the fact that he even mentioned about cancer patients, terminal patients who can pick up this book and read it for themselves and understand that in everything they have done, even to thinking about a time of death, it adds human value. It was worth it. It was meaning in itself. I think, yeah, that's what he said. Also, I also liked the way he distinguished the spiritual, because we can easily think the spiritual in terms of religious and Christianity. But when he distinguished the spiritual as a conscience and spoke about it as a human phenomenon, the conscience as a human phenomenon, which is something that everyone possesses, that it is when people reach to that conscience that they can begin to pursue the meaning of life. It is through that they pursue meaning of life. It's a personal phenomenon, a human phenomenon that everyone possesses, and it can help them pursue the meaning of life. It's not so much that the spiritual, as we were thinking, or I was thinking about that. I was thinking about, whenever I was hearing Victor Pinto speak about the spiritual, I was thinking the spiritual Christianity, or I didn't understand that it is a conscience. It is a conscience. And he's referring to the conscience. Yes, yeah. That was for me. And also when he spoke about the reflection, he spoke about paradoxal intentions, and also Socratic dialogue. I love Socratic dialogue because it brings out the positive. Yeah, let me leave it for Mr. Tabang now.
Very good. You have good understanding about. Yeah, key. Viktor Frankl always focusing. As I told you before, he is focusing. Human beings are spiritual beings. Yeah. That is very, very principle of the logotherapy. Yeah. Every human being is a spiritual being. It is different from animals. You see? Very unique. In human beings are very unique. Yeah. He always focusing love, as Precious said, hoping, yeah, and meaning, yeah. Love, hope, meaning. If there is no meaning, it's not the human being. See? Yeah. Let's move on to Sabang. What did you learn from the video of Viktor Frankl?
Actually, they've tried almost everything, but there is something I liked about the interview. During the interview, I've learned one or two things, though some of them we came across as I was doing the assignment. So I like this concept of logotherapy. And Dr. Frankel also emphasized that this logo, it was taken from a Greek word which means meaning. So he said, he touched that in every situation you should that you come across should find a meaning, an opportunity to turn it into something meaningful. No matter how hard or difficult it may be, but you must take it as an opportunity to find something meaningful. So that's why he said that during his time on the concentration camp, he said the survival was so very, very low, as to say it was ranges from 1 to 29 chances of survival. So in spite of that, he had to find day by day, he must turn into something meaningful. So each and every day you must find something to live for. So also he touched that in every suffering you should turn it into achievement. He said life doesn't cease to have a meaning. So every time there is always a meaning. So he also emphasized as to say, just do what your conscience commands you to do. So because don't do what the society or what the people or anyone wishes you to do. Just follow your conscience. So because as you follow your conscience, like you'll find a meaning to do, because other people, the society may wish you to do something only to find out you don't have the capability or you are not capacitated to do the thing they want them to do. But when that something comes from your conscience, so you will do it with all you have. Yes. And another thing that I like the story of Jerry. And Jerry said a good nurse. So a good nurse will not feel pity or for you or something. A good nurse might guide you to find a meaning. Rather than the condition he was, rather than feeling pity for him on something. So, but you have tried, because some will say you will feel pity for him and trying to help him, but neglecting him doesn't mean you hate him, but then you help him. By neglecting him, you help him to find a meaning, to try and do something on his own rather than relying on other people. So this logotherapy helped him a lot. So in other words, this logotherapy will heal the world actually, because some of us we don't discover, we don't find a meaning for life, because there are people we are relying on. So we always looking up to someone will help me with this and this, but on your own, you can actually do that thing you are expecting other people to do it for you. But then with this logotherapy, if everyone can have the same attitude as Jerry, as to say there is more to life. If I'm not capable to do something physically, it's the physical part that is limited, but still I have a mind to use. So I think I like this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So very, very good understanding. Yeah. How about Sam Kelly-so? Do you have any idea? Sam Kelly-so, do you have any? Then Kelly, so?
For me, I think just everything, say everything. I will just go straight, maybe I will sum it in a sentence. Like to say, life is never made unbearable by circumstances. That is, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. So that's what Victor Franklin is trying to unpack in us. So it doesn't matter whether the life is painful, but still we need to find meaning in that life.
Yeah.
And he also unpacked that the problem with us, we do not have the idea, we do not know what we are searching for. But that's the key thing. Actually, it does not enter our consciousness of what we are searching for. Also, we do not know how it arises in our consciousness. And also we do not know we do not know our existence in life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Existence. I extracted 3 teeth. That's why I couldn't make a Florence. Good pronunciation.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. But today is very good. You have a very good understanding. I'm so proud of you. I'm always thinking of you. This logotherapy will help you and your country. Yeah, that's why I'm focusing on logotherapy with art therapy. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you write about the will to freedom. As I told you before, what's wrong? There are 3 principles. First, let me know one. First one is, what is that?
Freedom
Freedom of will.
Will. And second one,
will of meaning.
will of meaning.
Meaning of
Third
life.
one, third,
Meaning of life.
meaning of life. That's correct. You should remember it. Do not forget. Do not forget. Now, you write about the will to freedom. Among the 3 principles, what is my will to freedom? Please write down. I'll give you 20 minutes. Please write down everything you have. Freedom of will. Yeah. Okay.
Freedom of you write what's your will.
What is you?
I will.
Yeah. What is your will to freedom? Yeah. What is your will to freedom? Yeah. You may have many will to freedom. Yeah. God gives you many will to freedom. Yeah. You should write down all things. Yeah. I'll give it 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I'll be this video. Yeah.
Because this thing needs you to relate. I'm confused. It's what what does it feel? Because the owner understand no, and it's a freedom of it's you have freedom to choice. You have freedom to how you behave towards a certain situation. Then this is my freedom of will. I think maybe think of a scenario whereby we practice it. God has given you many. Oh, now I understand. Yeah, God has given you so many. Like Tabang once was show another thing like Nanje, if freedom of really it's servanthood. Yeah, you also said the same thing, but you are willing to stay. Your freedom of will is giving. The thing I need to figure and it's to give Ketiwe 20 rands, then how do I act? I hear how you are. I hear you how you are. But I'm also hearing in terms of how you exercise that. It's like now you have a situation. What gives you, what is your tool, the technique that will give you freedom in that situation? For example, for instance, he was in the and when he was inside there, he served others. Yeah, but it was then that was his freedom of will. It was freedom of will to serve others in there. So, which means in every situation, which means what is your freedom of will? That's it. What frees you from suffering? From suffering, yeah. What would when you're stressed, like you eat. That's your freedom of will. That's how you respond to that particular situation. That's your attitude towards that situation. That's your behavior towards that situation. It is, but I think he's asking on then it's just like for instance, if you are in a situation you are suffering, what keeps you alive? That's the thing. That's will of meaning, yes. What keeps you alive? But freedom of will, how you act on that will of meaning. That action that you do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but then what is it that? But now, in one of it's intra-secular or something, yeah. Yeah. I mean, debunk. But if freedom of will, yeah, free to discover meaning in the suffering. It's how freedom, you have freedom to decision. What is my freedom? What is my freedom? To do this. Free to have some choice. Free to have some choice in how you act, and free to choose how you behave.
Oh God.
Asebabhale nje, mina ngibona kuyabhala sekachaza kancane.
Hide the camera.
Is he not listening to us?
She's probably listening.
It's recording.
Please write down and send it to me.
Just put out a phone name.
The only way to send it is by
progress.
Alden. Hello. Can you hear?
Hello. 네, 박사님 들리십니까?
예, 들리세요?
네, 잘 들립니다.
네.
자, 누가 먼저 할까요?
아니에요, 박사님. 요거는 그냥 써보는 거였어요. I have received all of your freedom of will. Very good understanding, ma'am. 캐티시에, 산데카, 샘켈리소, 사방, 프레셔스. Yeah, 5 of yours are sent. Yeah. I have. I'll give feedback tomorrow. Now I'll give one video recorded lecture. 박사님, 제가 저기 카운셀링 사이콜로지 비디오 레코드 된 거 보내드릴게요. 그거 보면서 수업 끝낼게요,
네.
박사님. 네.
네.
잠시만 기다려주세요.
네, 채트방에다 올리시는 건가요?
네네. 채방에다 올려드릴까요? 아니면 어디, 딴 데도 올려드릴까요? 챗으로 올려드릴까요? 왓츠ap으로 올려드릴까요, 박사님?
네, 채트로 올려주세요.
예.
Hello, everyone. Hope everybody is happy and healthy. So wish you happy life. So today we will be going and sharing the new slides. So we are going through counseling psychology.
자, 보냈습니다, 박사님.
So we are now going to discuss the defense mechanism. What is
아직 안 왔어요.
안 왔어요?
네.
잠시만요. 늘 늦더라고요. 잠시만요. 왓츠ap으로 갔는데 안 보이세요? 다시 보내드릴까요?
아차분
그 그룹 챗방이에요. 박사님 걸로 다시 보내드릴까요?
왔어요. 잠시만요.
네네네.
무슨 소리네.
Hello, everyone. Hope everybody is happy.
예, 그걸로. 예.
미션 팁에 그러면 이거를 여기다 맞다. 그러면 이거를
이거 보고 수업 끝내시면 될 것 같아요, 박사님이. 그런데 안 온 사람들은 어떻게 해야 되죠?
알겠습니다.
네네.
제가 나중에 어떻게 해야 돼요? 이거를 어떻게 메이크업을 하나요? 어떻게 메이크업 하시기를 원하세요?
글쎄, 저도 고민 좀 해볼게요, 박사님. 예. 여기는
네.
수업 빠지면
아니면은
따라오기가
동료들한테
힘든데.
그러니까 여기 동료들한테 그거를 물어봐서 가르쳐 줘라 뭐 이렇게 할까요? 물어봐서 따라와라. 오늘
네네.
그 컬리그한테 물어봐서 해라. 그렇게 할까요? 어떻게 할까요?
글쎄,
한번 생각해 보시고 거기 뭐 왓챠방에다가 올려주세요. 너네들 오늘 어떻게 했는데 어떻게 해라 뭐 이렇게.
네, 근데 한 번 더 빠지면 아주 그냥 못 따라올 텐데, 박사님. 예. 그건
어,
한번
소리가
본인들
안
물어볼게요.
들리네요.
예, 알겠습니다,
갑자기
박사님. 예, 예. So now I'm going to
소리가
say bye
안
bye.
들려요.
안 들리세요? 네, 들어가세요, 박사님. 카톡방으로 보내드릴까요?